In this video, I'm gonna show you how you can make anywhere from $300 to $1,000 a day by using this one high value skill. Let's get to it.
All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Aaron here, back once again from the Remote Closing Academy YouTube channel. And it's been a little bit since we've uploaded, but we're coming in hot this summer with more content for you guys to binge when it comes to remote high ticket closing. So as you can tell by the title of the video, we're gonna be going over the first couple steps of getting your first remote high ticket closing client. And if you're up to this point in this video and you're like, I don't even know what remote closing is, definitely check out the video. I think it's gonna be up here. Up here, there's a little video, click that, watch that first, come back to this video, and this will probably make a lot more sense. So if you're still here and you're like, okay, Aaron, let's get into the juicy part of the video, let's do it right now. Let's jump to step number one. So I think this first one is definitely more of a mindset barrier to get over, but it's still extremely, extremely important. Because I know when I first jumped into just online marketing in general, I couldn't really wrap my head around coming from a 9-to-5 job, making, $1,500 a month. I couldn't wrap my head around why would someone pay me $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month? Why would they trust me with that amount of money? And what makes it that they would pay me that much every single month? Not to mention just me, but the multiple people that were on the team. So step number one is just fully understanding the value of the service that you provide for these businesses. So think of it this way, guys. If there isn't sales coming to a business, they don't have a business at all, right? And the cool part about the service that we provide as a remote closer is we take some of the most time-consuming aspects of the business, right? An hour, 2 hours, 3, 8 hours a day of sitting on sales calls, and we take that over for them so that the business owner can then use that same amount of time, not sitting on calls all day, but actually developing the business. And back to the intro as well, some people might be saying, well, there's no way I can make $300 to $1,000 a day. But think of it this way. If the product that you're selling is $5,000, right? And you're closing one of those every single day and you're making 10% of that sale, that's $500, right? So let's say you did 2 sales or 3 sales in a single day, 500, 1,000, 1,500 in a single day, number starts adding up. So guys, that's step number one, just fully understanding that you're not like overpricing yourself by asking for 10% as a remote high ticket closer. It's just how the economics work, right? The business owner pays you for your time. You take a 10% and they're still making the 90% on top of that. So that's the first one, guys. Understand the value of the service that you have to offer. Now that we have the mindset stuff out of the way, let's jump to step number 2, which is figuring out and understanding your experience, right? Because it's gonna be very different for someone that is just getting into remote closing as opposed to someone that might have some sales experience. Let's say you're watching this and you are a real estate agent or an insurance person, or you've been doing sales for the past 10, 15 years. Of course, you are going to have more sales experience than the person that is starting with no experience. Now, that's not to say that if you don't have experience, this isn't going to work for you. Just like anything in the world, right? If you put time and effort and, really learning and understanding a craft, you're going to be able to get to a point where you get experience, right? If you don't have experience, how do you get more experience? You just do it more. So I would ask yourself, okay, do I have little to no experience, or am I an experienced salesperson? And what you can do then is figure out, okay, should I join a business or should I join this industry as an appointment setter or as a closer? Now we have a couple other videos on this channel around like the economics and the specifics around, setters and closers. But the easiest thing to understand is setters is more of an entry level position. Closers are more experienced positions. And of course the pay is going to differ between those. With the setters, industry standard is probably about 3% of each sale. Closer is about 10%. So let me just drive this last point home on the whole setter side. Because I think, I've talked to a lot of people jumping to the remote sales space and they get really discouraged. Like, I don't want to be a setter and I don't want to be like, appointment setter and make less money. Well, here's the thing. If you don't have experience, you got to start somewhere, right? And at the bare minimum, most setters that I know on the minimum are making about $5,000 a month. So as I'd say minimum is about $5,000, average about $7,500, and the good setters can make anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000 a month, taking in consideration the commissions as well as the bonuses that most businesses will offer when you hit specific, whether it's cash collected or specific units sold, things like that. So still, as a setter, you can make over $10,000 a month. Remember, this is an entry level position as well. And you're not going to get paid that by, sitting in an Amazon warehouse or, flipping burgers all day. Now, jumping into step 3 is the obvious one of, okay, now once we have, are we going to be a setter or a closer? Do we understand the mindset behind our value? Now we got to find a gig. So what we're gonna do is you can do a couple different things, right? The first one that I personally like is, reaching out to your own personal network. So this might be, it's definitely case to case. If you're brand new to the online space, probably not going to be something that you could utilize, but I just post on my Facebook, Instagram and say, hey, currently looking to be a setter or a closer for, a new offer. Let me know if you need someone with experience, right? And I'll post that on my page. Now, again, if you don't have that strong personal network, there's two really main ways that most people go about. The first one I think is more popular, but that is going to niche specific Facebook groups. So the easiest way that you can do this is go to Facebook and type in marketing agency group, or the ClickFunnels group is another great example. And in those groups, you would find people that have courses, that have products, that have mentorship programs, and all of them, more often than not, are going to get to a point, as long as they're, building and growing their business, they're going to get to a point where they need either appointment setters or closers. And you can even go a little further into some of these groups. I mean, there's so many people in these groups. It's like there's people consistently posting in there. So you would just search, and you can just search up appointment setter and go through all the, all the different threads and the different posts of people looking for appointment setters. Or you can, type in closer, depending on what you chose in step number 2. Are you going for more for a setting role or for a closing role? And you can go through, people are sometimes asking for people. They'll tell you, these are the specific rates. I'm paying this percentage, that percentage, bonus for this. You need X amount of experience. So it's kind of like a job board, essentially, is you're going through, you're seeing exactly what they're looking for, and then you're reaching out to, commenting, and applying to the ones that are going to fit the best with you. Now, this is just a kind of a side tip, especially when you're first getting started, or even like long-term, highly recommend that you pick an offer that you actually resonate with, because, the last thing that you want to do is jump into an offer of something, let's say, for example, like, I don't have any, I don't have any desire in like tennis, for example. This is a weird example, but I would never, like, if I went into a tennis offer and sold like tennis coaching, I wouldn't know the verbiage. I wouldn't know the industry. I probably wouldn't be super passionate about it. Probably not going to work there that long because I'm not passionate about the industry. So I would recommend, what are the couple things that you are passionate about? Are you passionate about, real estate? Are you passionate about health and wellness? Are you passionate about mindset? Are you passionate about high, success, like high performance? What are the things that you're passionate about? And then when you're filtering through some of these jobs, apply to the ones that are going to make the most sense for you personally, so that you do stay with them long term and you actually wake up every day enjoying what you do. Because fulfillment at the end of the day is what's going to keep you going through a ton of these jobs. Now, I focus a lot of time on Facebook groups, but you can also use hiring sites like Workable, like Indeed. And with those sites, it does make it a little bit easier. You just search up appointment setter or, closer or salesperson, and you would just filter through the just different jobs there. Or you can also make your own job. So you would say, I'm currently looking for a appointment setter position or a closing position. We'll definitely put out some more videos around specifics of how to optimize those profiles and how to show up the best. But for this video specifically, just giving you guys the higher level breakdown of where to start when you are looking for your first remote high ticket closing job. Now, the last step that we're going to go over in this video, again, we'll put out a ton of other videos going into the specifics of each of these different steps. But the last one is applying for that job. Now, I would highly recommend, and this is exactly what we teach within the Remote Closing Academy. Of course, it's more, there's a lot of videos that go into the specifics of exactly what to do, but we always recommend when you're reaching out to these jobs and you are applying to these, these positions, always send a 1 to 1.5 minute video, like a selfie style video, literally just looking at the camera, and tell them about yourself. Tell them about you. Tell them about your experience. Tell them about, why you want to join that job. Tell them about, some of the, the things you've done in the past that might actually help them and help you see success within, selling that actual offer. More important than the actual things that you talk about is just being able to pull up your phone and send them a selfie video. Not only is it going to be able to allow them to see more into you, your personality, how you actually interact with other people, but it's also going to help you stand out from the crowd. There's so many people, especially in some of these larger groups, they're getting hammered, just absolutely pummeled with messages coming through of people that want to be remote closers for their business, but very few of them are going to take the extra step to build that personal relationship. And again, it's not like a face-to-face interaction, but it's definitely something that is going to put you in front of a lot of other people that aren't doing that already. So again, we'll put out other videos around specific scripts, what to say in those types of videos, but at the very least, just shoot a video, tell them about yourself, why you think you're going to be a good fit for the position, and you should be good to go from there. And that's gonna do it for this video, guys. How to land your first remote high ticket closing gig. If you have any questions for us at all, definitely leave them down in the comments below. Also leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and down the first link in the description down below. If you're like, okay, this all sounds great, and you're like, I don't want to go through all the headaches of like finding my own job and figuring all this stuff out, and should I be a setter or closer? We actually have a video like down below. It's like a 19-minute video that Cole goes through the beginning, the end. Cole, the founder of Remote Closing Academy, goes through his exact process and what we do to not only coach people through the entire process, but also how he went from making $1,500 a month as a bartender basically, and how he was able to build out to about $30,000 a month doing this exact same thing that we're teaching you guys. So again, just a more drawn out video of how you can do that. First link down in the description below, and also click one of the videos on screen now to learn a little bit more about remote closing and how you can make this your full-time gig and make anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 a month. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Peace.